Here are 8 controller tips you wish you knew sooner to improve on controller faster. For the first controller tip, we'll be talking about how to get better aim on controller. So first, when you're fighting an opponent far or close range, you should always be crouching. This is because when you crouch when you're shooting at an opponent, especially close range, it will be harder for the enemies to hit you and your aim would become more accurate. Every single time I'm fighting someone far or close range, no matter what weapon I have in my inventory, I'm always spam crouching. You should also be crouching while you're shooting at an opponent far range. This would also make your aim more accurate and more precise. This isn't really hard to get used to and it's pretty simple to learn. You should also never jump or slide when you're shooting at an opponent far or close range. This is because while you're jumping and sliding, it will be easier for the opponent to hit you and your aim is going to be horrible and not accurate at all. So be sure to always crouch. Second controller tip, as a controller player, you have to know how to control your bloom on controller and how to control your recoil so you can have the best aim possible. I know some controller players don't know how to do this, so I'll show you guys a simple way how to do so. So first, we'll be talking about how to control your recoil with some of the weapons in Fortnite. I know this is a little obvious to say, but you have to make sure your controller settings are not too fast. This is because it'll be hard for you to control your recoil, have good aim, edit faster, and your game will not feel smooth at all, and it will just feel way too fast for you to even control anything. If you guys want some good aimbot controller settings, I just posted a video about the best aimbot controller settings, so I would recommend you guys to watch that video after this video. Or if you don't want to watch the video, I have my controller settings in this map right here to get it fast. Next, you have to learn how to control your recoil like a pro, and here's how to do it. This is how my aim looks like without me controlling my recoil, and this is how it looks when I control my recoil. So basically, how to control your recoil is with your two joysticks. Once you have any weapon in your hand, for example an SMG, and while you're shooting it, you want to balance your left stick and hold it a little down just by a little bit while you're aiming your weapon with your right joystick normally. Once you learn this and practice with this enough, you're going to realize you have no recoil with all your weapons anymore. Now we'll be talking about how to control your bloom on all your weapons on controller. Firstly, you gotta learn the tap fire method. If you don't know what this is, it's basically tapping RT once or twice on an opponent with a weapon that has a lot of bloom on it, and then you want to shoot automatically just how you would. This will take away all the bloom and you would have no bloom at all with every single weapon you have in your hand. Next, this might be a little obvious, but you want to go to game UI tab and make sure your reticle is on, reticle ammo indicator on, show spread first person, so recoil first person both off, damage numbers on list, and reticle damage feedback on hit only, then put your damage number scale to the max, so 125. This would also help you take away all the bloom on controller. Now we'll be talking about how you can edit faster on controller, and no, I'm not about to tell you to turn off your replays or energy savings mode. Even though you should have those settings off, I'm not about to show you guys those settings and tell you to turn them off. And I would also be showing you guys how to get the best performance possible on console, PC, or even on Nintendo Switch, so your game could feel less delayed, meaning you would edit faster. So firstly, I want you guys to go to your sound quality in your Fortnite settings, and I want you guys to scroll down until you see sound quality, 3D headphones, and background audio. So firstly, I want you guys to turn your sound quality on low. So the reason being is because you literally see on the top right of your screen, it says high quality sounds better but may decrease performance. You see, no one really realizes Fortnite is trying to give you the best performance possible. So obviously, literally Fortnite says if you turn this on high, your sound quality is going to sound better, but it's going to decrease performance. So I want you guys to turn this setting on low. Also, for your 3D headphones and your background audio, I want you to turn both of those settings off. This is also going to decrease performance, including with you want to click on options and turn all of your subtitles off too. Now what I like to do, I'll get more into this, I like to turn all the non-essential settings off. Meaning turning all the non-essential settings off, you would edit faster, your game's gonna feel less delayed, and your game's gonna feel smoother, meaning, again, sorry for repeating myself, you're gonna edit faster on controller. Now I'll be talking about the fourth tip, turning all of your non-essential Fortnite settings off. For example, we play controller, right? Meaning we play controller, why would we have our mouse and keyboard settings on? People don't know this, but if you have your mouse and keyboard settings on, for example your X-axis sensitivity for your mouse and keyboard settings, you will not get your full aim assist because Fortnite would think you're playing on mouse and keyboard too. But this only happens if you have a mouse and keyboard plugged into your console or to your PC. So we'll be turning all the non-essential settings off, starting with your mouse and keyboard settings. I want you guys to turn everything off and put everything to 0. And then I want you guys to go to mouse and keyboard controls, and I want to unbind all your mouse and keyboard keybinds even though you don't play on mouse and keyboard. And then after, go to gyro. This is going to do the same thing. You're not going to have full aim assist on controller, so turn all of it off. Again, we're turning all the non-essential settings off for the best performance possible, so we can edit faster and your game can feel less delayed and way smoother. And this is just a bonus tip on top of the fourth tip. If you play PC controller, I want you guys to go to controller mapping tab, and you see controller platform. I want you guys to put this on generic mode. I have no idea if this is possible or not, but people say if you're on generic mode, you get less delayed while you're editing. I have no idea if this is possible, but I just always use generic mode. And also for the editing one, I almost forgot to say this. I want you guys to go to game tab in Fortnite and go to building, and you want to turn on reset building choice and turbo building. This would also help you edit faster on controller, including with scroll down until you see editing, turn off simple edit, turn on disable pre-edit option, and turn on auto confirm edit so you can also edit faster. And then lastly, put your build-in edit mode sensitivity on both 2.1. I would always recommend to have this setting on the same setting. And then you want to go up and then put your edit hold time on 0.100. The next controller tip is you have to either learn claw, paddles, or have the best optimal non-claw, non-paddle binds, and I would help you guys with that and find your best binds for you. So for example, if you want to know the reason why people play claw or paddles and you have no idea why people do, let me explain it to you guys real quick. In Fortnite, especially shooter games in general, for example COD, you're always going to be in multiple fights every single time. So when you hold your controller, you always want to have your 2 thumbsticks on your 2 joysticks just in case someone pushes you and you can eliminate them in the game, of course. Now Fortnite is especially harder for claw. Like for example, I can play claw on COD, but I cannot play claw in Fortnite because the building aspect of it. So that's why I just play non-claw, non-paddles, but I have good optimal binds, so I really don't have to learn claw or paddles in Fortnite. So the first thing you want to switch as a non-claw, non-paddle player is you want to change your jump button. You want to switch that from A, and you want to put it to your right stick again, so we don't have to take our 2 thumbsticks off our joysticks. The next thing you want to switch is on your sprint button. So normally as non-claw, non-paddle players, default binds, you sprint with your left stick. Now I know I said you don't want to take your fingers off your joystick, but this is the best bind to sprint with, and let me explain why. You can't sprint and edit at the same time with your left stick. Well, you could, but your edits are going to be slower. So that's why you should switch it your sprint to one of your d-pads that you don't use. I personally sprint with down on my d-pad because I don't use that bind, but you have to unbind a bind to sprint with one of your d-pads. So for example, I unbinded my emote button in game, so I can't emote in game. Now I can sprint with down on my d-pad, which was before my emote button. I know it's kind of confusing, but if you edit and sprint at the same time on left on your stick, it's that your game's gonna feel bad. Like you're gonna be stiff, you're gonna be all that. Like your edits are not going to be good at all. It's going to be harder for you to improve. So just be sure to switch it to one of your d-pads you don't use. Now, of course, I know you guys already know this. If you're editing with B, please switch to left stick. That's another thing you 100% have to do to become a better controller player. You have to edit with your left stick. Again, if you're claw or paddles, I know some claw or paddle players edit with B, so I don't really know much about that. But if you're non-claw, non-paddles, you're going to have to edit with left stick. There's 2 more stuff I changed. My switch mode / edit is on my right d-pad. Now my switch mode / edit is on one of my d-pads, so it's on my right d-pad. The default switch mode / edit is normally on B, but again, you don't want to take your 2 fingers off your joysticks. Now you could still press B for your switch mode / edit, but I would still recommend you guys to switch it to one of your d-pads. I use right on my d-pad. Now everything else, I'll be real with you, everything is on default. You see how it says confirm on B? I never touch my B button in game. I use right my d-pad. My reset button is on my right stick, and that's really it for the best non-claw, non-paddle binds. I mean, I don't really know like any other binds for everyone else because I've been using these binds for a minute now, so I don't know. But I would recommend you guys to try these binds if you don't play claw or paddles to see how you like it. By the way, if you guys want to help me out, support me, I made a 1v1 / practice map. The code is right here. I would really appreciate if you guys liked and favorite it or even tried to play it. This map has aim trainers, it has 0 delay, it has tons of XP and so much more, so I really would appreciate it. And the last thing I really would appreciate is if you guys like and subscribe and use code XMAR2X in the Fortnite item shop, which would help me a lot. And if you guys want any other videos from me, like how to get better aim, how to edit faster, any of that, let me know down in the comments and I'll make it for you guys. Other than that, I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Everyone have a safe and blessed day today. Peace out.